Or we're just going to sit here live.
Hey, welcome everybody to this morning's live stream breakfast. I'm Mark Skelly from Red Hot Business Coaching. This is my business partner, Lance Jensen. Red Hot bronze partners with the Chamber of Commerce, and of course, a number of you will know me as the president of the Chamber of Commerce. So look, today we want to share some information on some support the government is providing, and Lance is going to take us through that in just a moment. Hey, look, Red Hot's been running for coming up 17 years this year, and what we do is we help owner-managed businesses to grow, improve how they run their businesses. We've done this, as I said, for 17 years, and we've traded through the GFC, any other number of crises that our clients have either experienced while working with us, or that they've been entering into just before they've come to work with us. And so helping people through tough times is not something which is new to us. We have a lot of experience with that. And obviously we're very busy at the moment helping our current clients to deal with what's going on at the moment, as well as plan for what is coming and what the slightly modified version of reality is going to be once we get out the back end of this. As well as that, for over the last decade, I guess, we as Red Hot have been what's called registered service providers to the Regional Business Partner Network.
Well done. I'm impressed you got that out.
It's a complicated way of basically saying that the government's gone out for a number of years and sought to partner with experts in business that can help in various ways. We've been one of those partners for a long time, and the funding stream for that's been different in the past. And in the response to COVID, they've taken a different approach to that, and Lance is going to explain how that works, how the funding mechanism operates, the criteria as we understand it at the moment, what we're particularly doing as part of that service offering, and how you can benefit from that, hopefully, if you're able to get the funding. And as part of that, really just things that you should be considering doing regardless of this funding opportunity or not, and the sorts of things we're helping our clients and helping the majority of them focus on as well. So on that, I'll hand it across to Lance. Lance has been doing a lot of really good work in this space, so take it over, man.
Perfect, thank you. I should have been writing notes because it's a long list of things for me to cover. So you just tell me when I miss stuff, right? So yeah, for the Regional Partner Network, usually all the funding is 50-50, but for this COVID support, because of where we're at and because of what's going on, probably one of the coolest things for businesses who can put their hand up, who can get support now, is actually fully funded. So you have the opportunity to get someone like Mark or myself actually sitting with you, alongside you in your business, to actually figure out your way through this, and obviously a bunch of the other regional service providers, registered service providers as well. So it's fully funded. There's zero cost to the business owner if the business owner is deemed, I'm going to say, worthy or qualifies and meets their criteria. So the primary intent for the fund, and this has been the message that's been coming through everywhere, is they are wanting as many businesses as possible to survive this financially and to continue at the back of this and to continue employing people so that the economy continues to evolve. So one of the key criteria is that you were actually already employing people. It seems to be one of their pieces, and that you plan to keep employing people out the back of this. They also want to be able to verify that you have been impacted by COVID-19. I don't know too many of us who haven't, so that's not terribly hard. But also that you do genuinely need some support. So it's if you can genuinely help yourself, the request and the encouragement is please do that. Please look after yourself. If you are struggling and you really want some support and you couldn't afford it yourself, then definitely put your hand up at that point. What else do I need to cover off on there? Their preferential, their prioritised industries are certainly retail and hospo. They've been shut down completely for the most part and been on zero for the last, will be on zero for a month. That being said, solid businesses, service-based businesses, other businesses who are being impacted are still definitely eligible. And in terms of the actual application process, our suggestion at the moment is actually contact and talk to, talk to us first. So flick an email through to admin@redhot.co.nz. Just let us know you're interested in the COVID support, and we'll tee up a quick call with you just to walk you through the process and explain how it works and the steps you need to take. It's not, the most intuitive process on the planet. So we'll point you in the right direction and coach you through that process. Is that what we want to? Have I covered everything, Mike?
Yeah. I mean, who would have thought that it might be complicated trying to get something out of the government? But yeah, it's not the simplest process from the outside, but we've done this a number of times. And can help
and the funding is definitely there. So I'm working with my first client through that grant and through that fund already, so that they're doing their best to be responsive. As you can imagine, they are also fielding a lot of calls. So a 2 to 3 day turnaround, which was where this one, what this last one got, was actually pretty good. But yeah, email us, talk to us, and the sooner we can get you through that process, the better. Obviously, time is of the essence, given what we're all going through. Yeah. So if we get the funding and we're working together, we're going to be wanting to cover off everything from business strategy, financial management, employment relations, HR, how are you supporting your team, how are you looking after yourself, the what if scenarios, how are you communicating. Like it's a fairly intense, fairly full on process just to make sure that you are doing as many things right now as possible, and you're doing the right things and transitioning as we wake back up into whatever the new normal is going to look like. Fair bit to cover. So it's a couple $1,000 grant. It's a fair chunk of our time sitting with you. You will be doing some work.
And just to clarify, sitting does mean on a video conference?
Like this. I mean, technology is amazing. We can screen share, we can share numbers, we can work on documents together. Technology. I would hate to have been going through this before technology evolved to the point that it has. It would have been a whole lot harder, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how long we got for time, and is there any sort of tactics or tips we want to actually cover off?
So we're using a new platform today. I haven't seen any.
Oh no, good point. Oh, hang on.
See what we've got.
Have you gone onto the live comments? Goodness.
Yeah. Right, so we've got some stuff here. There's no question.
Most of the people saying hi, which is good.
Good mornings and thank yous. Look, the areas that Lance talked about that we're gonna work on with people that are eligible for this grant, this fully funded grant. These are the same areas that we would work on with our coaching clients normally, even if there wasn't a crisis, and it's certainly the areas that we're helping our current clients work through in response to this crisis. So these are things we do kind of every day, and we know how to walk people through this.
Yeah.
And the areas, just to recap those things again, the things we were talking about.
Very, very quick.
Business strategy, so kind of what's going on now and what's coming up, and kind of what can you do to pivot, change, and adapt. And for some of you, that will be a massive change. It'll be a huge pivot. And for lots of businesses, it's going to be a bit of a pivot. It's just going to be recognizing the world's not quite the same as it was when we come out of lockdown. And so it's not about throwing out your current plans and your current intentions. It's about what can you do to modify them, and particularly what are the various options you can take to modify them. And so it's about thinking now about what various future scenarios might be. What would life be like if you came out of lockdown and it was back to complete normal? What would it be if you came down and half your clients had gone? What would it be like if cash flow was tighter but the work was still there? What would it be like if and so the advantage of working through those if scenarios is that whilst some of them won't ever come to pass, if we've thought through them earlier, the ones that do come to pass, you're already ahead of the game, you're already prepared, and you've already got some thinking ahead of you, so you can tackle it more effectively and quicker. The financial management stuff, that's about looking at things like budgets, that really exciting topic that most business owners love.
I enjoy it. What's wrong with numbers and spreadsheets, mate?
Yeah. So it's one of those things that we do a lot of that. We're not accountants, and we are really good with the numbers. And so what we'd be suggesting is that again, whether you're taking advantage or can take advantage of the funding or not, really suggest that you build a 3-month budget. So we're in that time of year, which would be, traditionally would either have just been finishing or starting a 12-month budget. Lance was saying earlier on, and I agree with this, that if you can predict 12 months out from now, well done. So let's just focus on the 3 months. And again, modeling some budget scenarios and really looking at what your overheads are, what your fixed costs are, the things you can't escape, the things you can't stop paying.
So if I can jump in on that one, even with the strategy Mark talked about and the various scenarios, for me, they're almost worthless without putting a budget in and around and underneath that, because all the best ideas, if they don't actually add up and you're going to end up broke, are worthless. So the budgets and the strategic plans, or that thinking, that they should be married together so that they actually partner up. But yeah, cost savings is a big one right now. Certainly worth spending some time and looking at, and just go through every line item and figure out what's necessary and what your options are. And one thing that a lot of people don't know is, like they call it, subscription creep. There's a lot of tools and apps and things a lot of people use in their companies, and a lot of those companies are actually offering either like genuine holidays or reduced rates or all sorts of things if you actually ask. We've had about $1,000 knocked off in one of my other companies just by saying, hey, this is where we're at. What support can you offer?
Oh, I'm just going to jump in quickly, conscious of time. One thing to think about, and a question I've been asked, is how to prepare for the changes in COVID levels, which is a really good point. We don't know how that's going to look exactly. It might be just everyone's back. It might be region by region. It might be industry by industry. Either way, though, there's going to be some form of gradual return to being fully productive. And so one thing that I would really encourage you is to think about the cash flow requirements for that, because once we come out of lockdown, the key thing that lots of businesses and service businesses particularly are going to experience is that their employees are going to be back at work full time, or hopefully, or certainly more than they are now, and your wage bill is going to go back up. The problem with that is your wage bill is going to go back up each week or fortnight as your team want paid. But if you're billing end of the month or the following month, your costs are going to increase for your wages before you actually get the cash from your clients. So those are the sorts of things that we're talking about when we're talking about strategy and budget planning. Look, those other areas we won't jump into right now. Just know that this is the area of support that's available. It's a fixed fund. It's a small amount of money. It's available in terms of the country, but it's there. So if you're interested at all, if you think you might be eligible and you think you could use the support, then reach out to that email address. We'll stick it in the comments on Facebook. So it's admin@redhot.co.nz. If you know Lance or I, reach out to us directly. We're happy to take a call or an email and have a chat about it. If there's one of us you'd rather work with, name that. If we can make that work, we will, but we may not be able to. Obviously, we've got quite a lot on helping people at the moment as well, but we really want to make sure that we're available to help as many people as we can. That's what we do, it's what we're good at, and we've certainly found that our clients are appreciating having somebody like us on the outside. So if it's something you've been thinking about, reach out. Yeah, that's kind of what we've got. That's the main gist of this. Lance, anything else?
I was going to say there's another question in there, which is opening up a can of worms, which is what do you see to be the new opportunities?
Wow,
how long are we allowed to stay online?
So we won't do this now. That might be a video we put up afterwards.
And definitely talk to us. Like if you've got ideas, I say connect with us and let's have that conversation, because there are all sorts of opportunities, and as Mark said earlier, it can be subtle changes to your existing business. That doesn't have to be a 180 or a full pivot. There are a lot of opportunities, as there are in every crisis.
Yeah. Okay, I'm conscious that we are probably going a little bit over, so we're going to stop this morning. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully, you are surviving the rain out there today, and good luck with everything.
Talk to you all soon.